Hey guys, it's Rachel and it's time for another weekly WIP. First things first, shout out to Shannon for my new shirt. Thank you, I love it. Yarnologist, perfect. Let's get started. It's been a really action-packed week in terms of knitting. Projects have been finished, projects have been started. There are impulsive test knits that I've gotten involved with. So I'm really excited for this week's episode. So let's start with the lows, the disappointments, and then we'll work our way up to the exciting things. I haven't made any progress on my Sienna vest. So it's a knit vest with some buttons, and here's my gauge swatch, and this is where we are. This one's on the back burner. So we're still at a little gauge swatch. Maybe it will grow by next video, but we'll see. Doubtful. The other project I really haven't touched was is my Westfjords Wanderer shawl, and it's on my needle, so it's really hard to see. It is big, but it's all scrunched up. I had two big projects going at the same time. It's this shawl and then the tennis V-neck sweater. And I felt like trying to go back and forth between both of them was just a lot. So when I'm working on this shawl, it does take a lot of just intentional thought, because I'm using two colors at a time and I'm having to pay attention to swapping colors, and there's like certain colors for the garter ridges and certain colors for the purl rows and the stockinette rows, and it's an easy knit. It's just one of those knits that if you have picked it up after it being away for a couple days, like you really have to kind of regroup as to where you are, like wrong side, right side, row number, and it takes a lot of thought. So I'm kind of putting this on the back burner until my V-neck sweater is done. I think that like by July, which is when I started, I really want to be done with the shawl, and I think it will be. Another project that I started but did not finish, here, let me put that one down because that one's finished. A little baby hat. Somebody I work with is having a baby, and I had leftover yarn from when I knit my brother and his wife a little baby hat, so for their baby. So I had this much yarn left over. It's really good yarn. I hate for it to go to waste. This year my theme is stash busting, using everything, not letting anything go to waste. So I figured I could, or I'm hoping I can pop out another baby hat with this. My next project, I'm still working on it. It's not done. It's like the endless project, I call it. It is the tennis V-neck sweater. And honestly, I don't know why I'm dragging the thing out. Like, I don't know how I am not further along in this, but I am to the part where I'm doing the arm shaping. So we bound off some stitches, and we're continuing to work in the pattern, and we're just where I am now. This is almost the entire front piece. So I have to work this until I think it's 8 inches, and then I am done with the front half. Or this is actually the back, so excuse me. So this is the back. So this needs another 8 inches, and I'm done with the back, and then I have to essentially repeat this process to start the front of the sweater, and then eventually I'm going to seam the two pieces together by joining at the collar, picking up stitches and knitting the collar and then the arms. I just think it's smaller needles, there's cabling, it's the same 6-row repeat, which actually is very easy, but I think it's easy to the point where it becomes a little mindless and boring, and it just depends on what knitting mood I'm in. I feel like after a while I'm like, all right, I've had enough, I gotta like do something else, or dive into something else, and then I just feel like at this point it's just like a big giant, like, not elephant in the room, but it's just like this big giant thing that, like, why can't I get the sweater done? So like there's a lot of emotions that go into this sweater, but I really like it. I use the Cascade 220 yarn as the base, which is a great yarn to use. It's my first time using it. It's a more affordable option than some other DK weight options. So you know, I'm happy with everything. I like the way it looks. I think it looks great, and the pattern is really straightforward. I just feel like it's taking forever. So these are all my WIPs. I have very exciting news. Well, I have a finished object. I'm done my Yoda, my mini pocket-sized Yoda. I'm very excited because he's very cute. So it's not Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, 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 baby Yoda. It's meant to be a Yoda, and it's meant to be little and pocket-sized. And I know it doesn't like 100% resemble Yoda, but I feel like it did a really good job if you look at the pattern. I'm proud of this. Not only is he cute, he's like a cute little friend to have, but I used all stash yarn for this, so I was able to just pull out yarn and whip this up, and it was a really cute, fun project. So there's Pocket Mini Yoda, my finished object of the week, and it is good to finish something. My little cons for this project are it's really easy. It's a lot of circular knitting on circular needles, or double pointed needles, I should say, rather. You knit everything in separate pieces. So his hands, his feet, his arms. So it's just a lot of, you're knitting small things and then you're keeping them all together and then you're sewing everything together. So it's a little tedious, but I'm really happy with the result. He's cute, and I actually have enough left over that I could probably make another little pocket mini-sized Yoda. You knit everything separately, including his little like sweater jacket here. Now the only thing is, to get this on, like I really had to pull through his little arms and fingers. So I don't want any traumas or any missing appendages. So I'm not gonna take the jacket off, but it is completely separate. All right, so I fibbed, but not intentionally. So those were my weekly WIPs, my finished object, but I volunteered to do a test knit. It was very last minute. I liked the look of the sweater. So when I saw it's designed by Vanessa Ewing from Cape May Fiber Company, and it is a big, oversized, bulky weight yarn sweater. I volunteered to test knit, and because it's so big and bulky, it is knitting up really fast. And I kind of became a little obsessed with it, which is probably another reason why my poor dad's tennis sweater still isn't done. But I have the whole back of the sweater done. I have the front of the sweater. This is one of the sweaters that you knit in pieces. It's a 2x2 knit and purl rib, so very basic, or they call it the box stitch pattern, and you're just knitting the garment in sections, shaping up to be a really nice sweater. It's such an easy knit. I'm hoping that by next video I'll be done with this, and then I promise I'm diving back into my dad's sweater and getting it done, because it's about time. It's way overdue. I feel like there was new things, finished things, persistent things. I don't know what you're up to. I hope that you're finding joy in your knitting and you're safe and well, and we're almost out of winter, so that's exciting. Almost springtime. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me, and happy knitting.